Right, welcome back to another knowledge. And this one is about Harold Copping, an interesting little character who was the illustrator of biblical scenes. And he lived around 1863 here. And he done the Copping Bible, which is his pictures or illustrations, right? In the Camden Town, which is a big tea area, right? And London's Royal Academy, right? The Royal Academy, so there's your royal connection with the air stuff. And won a Landseer scholarship. That's Edward Landseer, who's a famous painter or something. London Missionary Society, right? But the interesting thing about this Edward Copping is, right, that he drew the Jesus scenes, that are famously associated with Bible, right? And he used family, friends, and neighbours as models in the paintings, right? And in many of the Bible paintings, one of his wife's striped tea towels can be seen worn on the heads of various Bible characters, right? So that's a little bit of taking the mick there, putting a code in about tea, right? A tea towel. So basically them images about Jesus and the people of that supposedly lived at that time or whatever, saying they all walked around with towels on their heads and that, saying, of course you won't need proof that it existed or not, but it seems to stem from this Edward Harold Copping, see? The tea towel on the head. It's a piss take, like a mick take, right? The Who Above the World, see, the most famous one was the Who Above the World, like that Coca-Cola's advert, where all the different little multiracial group of kids are singing that song and that, see, so it's exactly the same as that type of thing. Yeah, Who Above the World, Harold Copping, see. Under contract to the Religious Tract Society, right? I'll have a look at that after I looked at this one. There's the one, to Who Up of the World, see. So these type images is the very famous stuff that people associate with Jesus and all that. So if you've ever learned about it in a school or whatever, you'd have been showing these paintings and that. See. So this is like I've said before, but it's that Jesus is a creation, like a team creation by a team of people, just like Mickey Mouse, Walt Disney, Bugs Bunny, whatever. Like there's about 100 illustrators on there, like a Mickey Mouse cartoon or something. See, and it's just like a product of a team effort, not see. So these are all the famous books that the Harold Copping has done the things for, right? Pilgrim's Progress, John Bunyan, Little Women, that's like Louisa May Alcott, Charles Dickens, so all the famous classic stuff, right? Usual stuff, right? And also, right, the illustrations, the Royal Magazine. The Royal Magazine, see? So there's your Royal Links again, and the Windsor Magazine. Wardlock and Co, see? The Windsor Magazine, and the Temple Magazine, and guess what that one would be about? Any pictures in it there? See? The Copping. Yeah, living in Kent. Shoreham in Kent. Sevenoaks, that is Shoreham, Sevenoaks. Sevenoaks in Kent. Right. There's more pictures there. By Lake. See that there? What does that look like? Right, 7, right? And of course that looks like the Masonic thing, doesn't it? Another sort of 7 on the ceiling. There's one for you. The 777, right? And that looks like the Cybele thing, you know, when Cybele's walking around with a round wait, I don't know what it is, I can't remember what it is, like it's a round thing in the pictures and that. Two of Martha and Mary. The illustrations from the Charles Dickens, see? The Pickwick Papers. So it's all the same stuff, isn't it? The Royal Society stuff. And of course the Bible and that, they're different really, just another classic of the Royal Society and that. Up and see you have some interesting things again. The cup, right? The copper, right? So here you have the planetary symbol for Venus. So copper is the planetary symbol for Venus. Then there's that basically same symbol, isn't it? Is what was in that picture. A couple of 7s in that and a couple of 33s in that. Copper is associated with Venus, and we know the Venus, the birth of Venus by Sandro Botticelli, which is basically being a trans and that. The same symbol as female, copper. Yeah. The alchemists, woman. Now we see a connection to salt. So salt is the devil of copper as well. Lot's wife turned into a pillar of salt. There is the copper, see. There's the Royal Society of Chemistry where all this stuff comes from, right? There again the copper alchemy symbol. See the 33. The cross, obviously, the 7 and the 33. So interesting little symbol there like. You had the cough in the COVID. Number 19 in the COVID, the cough, right? But this is COP26. UN Climate Change Conference. Of course, this is code for changing the climates over to a new climate, basically of their own tea drinkers. Getting rid of all the world natural people out of it and making it a new climate, see. Yeah. Friends of COP. See? Friends of Venus. Yeah. Tea drinkers. There's like the seashell thing of the birth of Venus, see. The ghouls together for our planet. Here, yeah. Group 11. Copper is in group 11. You see same type of symbol again. Copper is in group 11. Copper chemical element. The symbol Cu and atomic number 29. Very high thermal and electrical conductivity. Usable metallic form made of metals. The birth of Venus, see. Depicts the goddess Venus arriving on the shore after her birth when she emerged from the sea fully grown. It's basically a trans allegory, see. Yeah. Symbolising the birth of a trans, right? As we know, Aphrodite or Venus was born from the white foam which spread around Uranus's genitals after castration. Right? So obviously Venus and copper is linked. And there's the sickle, the castration of Uranus and the birth of Aphrodite. And there's the sickle, which you could interpret that as a 7. See? A 7 cord. Beautiful Aphrodite rose from the sea after the castration. Here the giants was also born from the Uranus's castration, right? So the giants is another T code, right? Means tea drinkers, means trans. And when they were imprisoned, the giants in Tartarus, remember how those dirty shills going about mud floods and Tartarian or something? There you go, see? So it's obviously a trans psyop out there, mud floods and Tartarian rubbish and all that. Picture like that's the castration of Uranus. Holding the baby up to that must be Kronos or something. And offering the baby to be turned into a trance, see? It's very much like the Baphomet or Murloc picture, where the hand giving the baby over to the same thing, see? Depicts being made into a trance, see? And that's the Titan, see? The Titan. Again, another name for a trance. The Titan. It's rising from the froth. Venus, Uranus. Divine birth, see? Consider the divine birth. Sickle. The famous image of Murloc, right? It's basically the same thing. Handing the baby over to this Murloc or whatever, right? But in reality, right, as I've done in that previous video, this symbolises the sort of god Murloc giving the kid to the person. See? So basically, they're giving up the rights to fertility and their reproduction, right? Giving up the rights to it, to the sort of god representing like the kings, royals and that, right? And they hand it back, them a kid, a trans kid to look after and all that and raise. So it's not as it appears to be, right? Profane interpretation of it, right, where it becomes death, the grim reaper. See, there's the 7, right? In actual fact, this is basically a castration tool, right? And the profane mind sort of interprets it as death, say, frightening and scary, like this child sacrifice thing. Oh, they're killing these little kids and that. Of course, they're not killing little kids, but they're basically doing a trans program, right? Like the sort of the hex stuff, seeing it, these famous people participate in satanic blood drinking rituals, all that is garbage, see? Because this is basically symbolising the trance, right? The castration and the trance, right? The personification of death, right? Again, to frighten profanes and natural people, right? Character known as the Grim Reaper wielding the scythe, right? And then the agricultural hand tool, harvesting crops. See, so it's afterlife, see? Of course, this is a trans code, right? And what it's really about is that the first life dies, right? And then is reborn as a trance, right? So it's a code, and that's the sacred meaning. The first life dies, and then the second one is being a trance. It's a second life, so your afterlife, right? Of course, profanes are led to believe it's all that they were physically dying and that, see what I mean? The try, see? The free.